Inflation is soaring all over the world, taking a toll not only on consumers, but on businesses working to recover from the pandemic. The U.S. Labor Department today says the Consumer Price Index rose to 8.5%. That's a 1.2% increase from February and the biggest year-to-year increase since 1981. Here to discuss inflation and its impact on businesses are Lindsay Mueller, Managing Director for the Women's Business Development Center, and Daniel Landsberg Rodriguez, Adjunct Lecturer of Finance at Northwestern's Kellogg School of Management. Thank you to you both for joining us. Daniel, let's start with you, please. What impact does the pandemic have on the inflation that we're experiencing today?
So the inflation that we're experiencing today basically has two sides to it. It has a supply side and it has a demand side. Right now, the demand side is being impacted by the pandemic quite a bit. You essentially have a world that is coming out of lockdown essentially all at the same time. Some countries are a little bit ahead of the others, but you're going from a world in which most economies are to some extent locked down to a world in which that is sort of ever less the case. And things like particularly oil and energy, to some extent food, the unlocked economies require more of it. And so you essentially have a situation like if everybody wakes up at the same time to go to work and you only have one shower, and everybody needs it at the same time. And that makes the price go up. And so what we're seeing is essentially that on the demand side. And then on the supply side, it's largely, but not entirely, an oil story. We're at a moment right now in which oil, both because of geopolitical issues and just the sort of time of year and where different economies are in the recovery cycle, demand is rather high. And supply can't meet it. And oil is a commodity that essentially affects everything.
Of course,
because
so
you need it for trucks, for plastic, for fertilizer, et cetera.
So it sounds like a lot of factors, obviously, the pandemic being one early one. Lindsay Mueller, what kind of impact is your organization seeing inflation have on the businesses that you work with?
Yeah, it's impacting our small businesses in Chicago and across the United States greatly. It impacts a lot of different ways. It hits the business bottom line. There's more expenses related to the supplies that our businesses are purchasing. Consumers have less money to spend in local small businesses. And access to capital has become and will become more difficult to obtain. And when you can obtain it, it becomes way more expensive. So our small businesses are having to make a choice of what they do now. Do they increase their prices? Do they take a hit in the profit that they currently are having, which is already rough because of the pandemic? Or do they pivot their business and try and find new business lines?
And Daniel, what is the Federal Reserve doing right now to fight inflation?
So the Federal Reserve has several sort of moves it can do. One of them, which is not sort of being done too actively right now, in comparison with other sort of crisis moments, is quantitative easing. That's something that's being discussed, but there probably isn't much appetite for it congressionally, and it's an election year, and so that gets very messy. What it definitely will do is raise rates. Probably have to walk, and I think that sort of ties into Lindsay's point about the cost of credit. That is going to go up, and we're probably going to see multiple hikes of more than the minimum. And it's going to require that the Federal Reserve essentially sort of walk a very fine line. Because the thing with rates is that when you raise them, people are limited in what they can spend to a certain amount. Also, it makes more sense to save. It sort of puts the brakes on the economy a little bit. But if you overshoot that, you run the risk of launching basically a recession. And small businesses, as Lindsay pointed out, are sometimes the first to suffer because they're not pricing for the day. And the logistical supply chains tend to be a little bit more sort of less complex.
And Daniel, briefly, sorry, you mentioned something called quantitative easing. Before we move on, briefly, can you explain what that is for our viewers?
Oh boy. So quantitative easing is basically you're essentially selling bonds to try and get the interbank lending rates to a certain point. But it also is a bit like threading a needle, and you're essentially creating more sort of de facto cash supply.
Okay,
That basically means there's more money to spend, which can be inflationary, but quantitative easing basically makes it so that you can sort of buffer against the recession. So you have different tools. And again, what you're trying to do is thread the needle so that you raise interest rates enough to basically put a brake on inflation, but you don't go too far and basically create a recessionary economy.
all right. So a delicate balance there, it sounds like.
Very much so.
Now,
I
earlier
don't envy Powell's responsibilities right now.
I don't either. So earlier we spoke to Reina Gonzalez. She's owner of a Mexican candy and party store in Rogers Park. And here's what she had to say about the challenge of upping prices while inflation rises.
Every time you go and get more supplies, the prices get higher. So not just by a small margin, but a large margin. I don't want to play too much with the numbers because, customers that we have, regular customers, they're like, well, this was this price before, now it's this price. But we know that we have to, because the amount that we're getting our product, it's not enough to sustain the business.
So, Lindsay, how does inflation impact small businesses differently compared to how larger corporations are impacted?
Larger corporations have purchasing power. They're able to make big purchases, and suppliers typically favor those larger businesses over smaller businesses due to a larger volume because they're able to purchase things at a larger volume. They also are able to obtain capital a little bit easier, and they have bigger lines of credit, so it makes them easier to be a little bit more flexible around those credit lines. I think it's such a good point that she made around the purchasing piece of it. We have bakers who have seen their eggs, milk, dairy products, et cetera, raised not just by 2 or 3%, but by 10, 20%. And when that happens to each of the pieces of your cake then becomes way more expensive if you choose to raise prices. And that's just something that a small business owner has to do right now. And that's not something that a larger corporation necessarily has to do because they have a little bit more flexibility in their purchasing power and in the capital that is available to them.
And Lindsay, you've talked about businesses having to raise their prices. How frequently are they having to make that decision, and how do they decide by how much? Is it enough to, just sort of to hit their margin, or what's the choice they're having to make there?
Gosh, that's such a good question. And at the WBDC, we're a nonprofit, so we do one-on-one advising and we do workshops and group advising work. And that has to be one of the most frequent questions I've received in the work that I've done over the past 4 years at the WBDC is, how do I raise my prices? What does it look like? What do I need to consider when I raise my prices? And it really is individual by business at the point where you are now. Sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. And it is a business by business decision. And it's never easy.
A lot to figure out for small businesses and all of them at this point, really. Our thanks to Lindsay Mueller and Daniel Landsberg Rodriguez for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.